Lisa, this whole situation has sparked a new debate between California Republicans and Governor Gavin Newsom's office. In response to the video of Senator Padilla being forcibly removed, California Republican Assemblyman Joe Patterson posted this on X. He said, quote, "If I busted into a press conference with the governor or Senator Padilla, I promise you the same exact thing would happen to me." Then, as you see in the response below, Izzy Gardon, Governor Gavin Newsom's communications director, responded. He said, quote, "I'd politely ask you to leave, though you do not deserve politeness in this moment for this grotesque tweet, you bald little man." I did a brief interview with Patterson. Here's what he had to say.
The whole thing was an unfortunate situation that it even got to that point where a U.S. senator attempted to rush to the podium. I mean, my view is that have I done a similar thing, to a governor's press conference, I would actually started, moving up towards the podium, kind of moving the law enforcement out of the way. I would actually expect similar treatment.
People seem to be most shocked by the senator being handcuffed by officers and put on the ground. I mean, is that something you would expect the CHP to do to you in a governor's press conference?
If they didn't know who I was, I would actually expect that. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of speculation around that question.
The governor's spokesman said your tweet was grotesque and he called you a bald little man. Just your reaction to that?
Well, it just goes to show how classless he is. First of all, but also just goes to really the amateur hour we're dealing over in the comms team over there. I mean, the fact that they felt like they needed to respond and also call me a name based on my appearance. I mean, could you imagine doing that to anybody but a bald white guy? I don't think that would happen. So it's a totally classless thing from the governor's office, and but I'm really not surprised or shocked. That's just how they operate down there.
So will you stress test this? Do you plan to show up to the next Governor Newsom press conference?
Does Governor Newsom have press conferences? I mean, he has so few press availabilities. This opportunity wouldn't even present itself to me. Obviously he does the ones he has to do around like the May revise and stuff, but I don't even think I would get the opportunity because I have no idea when he's even having a press conference, if he even does them at all.
We should note the governor does do press conferences. He has not done one in Los Angeles, though, in the last couple of weeks with everything going on there. Last month, though, the governor did do 2 press conferences in Sacramento. I checked in with Izzy Gardon, the governor's communications director, to see if there's anything more he wanted to share on this. On Patterson expecting to be handcuffed in that situation, Gardon told me, quote, "He's free to believe that, just like I'm free to believe I ride a unicorn to work, but any halfway rational person knows that's pure fiction," end quote. Tension obviously high between both parties right now, Lisa.